Hey folks, so if you're interested in a tech job but have no idea what kind of tech job you want to get, this video is for you. Alright, so preferably if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, you're kind of in a good range to get into tech. It's not too late, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'll break it down into three categories of tech jobs. There's non-technical tech jobs, which means like you don't have to do any coding or learn any like computer crazy stuff. Technical jobs where you're gonna have to learn some kind of language or coding thing and invest a significant amount of time. And hybrid, where you might have to do a little bit of coding, but it's not extensive, but it's probably the easiest to do and you can get in fairly easily. Okay, so technical, hybrid, non-technical, all are tech jobs. Okay, so let's start off with the hardest. Technical jobs. These types of jobs are engineering jobs, like when you hear the term software engineer or cybersecurity engineer, or any type of engineer really in tech is usually going to require some level of coding, right? And there's different languages for coding. Like for web development, it's like C++ and HTML and Java. Those are languages, right? And then there's languages for other like back-end database architecture stuff, right? So the good news is there's definitely boot camps that can teach you these things, or if you're a very intelligent person and like to just kind of learn things on your own, there's courses you can take through like Coursera or even Google that will teach you how to code in Python and things of that nature that are interactive and you can learn it at your own pace, right? So the technical jobs starting out are going to be the highest paying jobs because they're difficult. They're difficult to do. You can't just learn something in a month or two and hop into these jobs. Learning a new language, it's literally like learning a new like actual language in real life, like Korean or Italian. It's like that, right? So it takes some time, but it's doable and the payout is worth it. It's so worth it, okay? So those are the technical jobs. So if you're willing to learn or are fairly young or you pick up things fairly quickly and have an open mind, the technical job sphere is for you. And you want to make a lot of money. 6 figures easy over here. All right. Let's go to the hybrid jobs. So the hybrid jobs require slight coding, but more common sense skills. Like you're able to pick up things easily. What I mean by that is, so these types of jobs here, you can get in as like an administrator, like a database administrator would be a title, or a network administrator. But administrators or folks that do any type of monitoring, those are like entry-level positions in tech, and they don't require a whole bunch of skills to them. Like for example, if you become a database administrator, you probably want to learn a language called SQL, right? SQL is the language of databases and servers. It's not hard to learn it, and it's more so you take a boot camp or structured class around it, and then you understand how maybe Windows Server works or Oracle, or you get a certification like that, and then you go find a job. So these type of administrator people, all they do is just maintain and monitor and upgrade servers. They just make sure the stuff works, that the stuff is functioning, and that it doesn't have any errors. That's why they're more entry-level jobs. They're not complicated. They're usually 9 to 5 jobs. You usually don't have to work weekends unless you're on call, and it doesn't require a whole bunch of architecting and coding, craziness and this and that. It's usually pretty minimal, and you have tools that you work with that make stuff click, click, click fairly easy. So database administrator roles, network administrator roles, that's gonna be the hybrid role that's not too crazy technical, just a little. Okay, now we're gonna move into the non-technical roles. This is probably gonna be fitting for a lot of people, especially if you're in your 30s or 40s and you don't want to spend a lot of time learning stuff because you're old. It's okay, we're old, we don't wanna learn tricks, okay? These type of roles, they really work well if you're a common sense kind of person, right? So these types of roles are like project managers, program managers, folks that manage technical projects and get the right people in the room to get stuff done efficiently and effectively, right? They don't deal with the technical jargon. They rely on their architects and engineers to do that work. They just organize and make sure the project keeps going and running, right? So these are project and program managers. Now these roles, usually you need a certification called a PMP. PMP is like a project management certification, and you can get this online. There are courses for this to get this type of certification. It's not required, but if you have it on your resume and you're transferring into tech, you have a much higher likelihood of getting a project or program manager job with a PMP certification on your resume. It's a big deal, okay? So those are two roles that pay a good salary. I would say $85K to 6 figures, depending on what company you work for. And it's a 9 to 5 job. Very rarely will you work weekends unless you have a grueling, crazy project, but it's usually a job you do 9 to 5. Now this type of role, be mindful. These are great jobs for people that are super organized, like to take a lot of notes, like to put spreadsheets and PowerPoints and all that stuff together, having to talk to multiple people and ping folks. Like those types of qualities make a really good project or program manager. But if you're not organized, you don't like to do a lot of virtual paperwork, or you don't really like talking to people, you might want to pick a hybrid or a technical position. Because those two positions, people that you talk to, it's usually not a lot. So that's the thing there. All right, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more personal finance videos where I go over finance, tech, and new things I do or try through product reviews. See you on the next one. Bye.